Morning, folks. We are back with another lifting and life lessons. Except today, we will not be lifting because your girl slept very, very wrong. My neck is kind of kinked up. Today was supposed to be a leg day, but instead we are going to go do yoga and stretch and relax. Let's go to the downstairs yoga studio room, which you guys haven't seen yet, so I'm kind of excited to show you because it is beautiful. I actually want something similar to it in my own house whenever I design that, but you'll see. I'll show you. The doors open up. It's gorgeous. So let's get to the yoga room and then we're going to talk about today's lesson because I am so excited. I feel inspired to actually talk and share about what is going on in my brain because I've been reading We Who Wrestle with God from Jordan Peterson, and oh my God, it is so freaking good. The words he uses, it's just very profound, and you definitely have to look up a couple of these words in the dictionary, like I have been. So yeah, I'm gonna share with you guys, but let's get to the yoga studio. Water bottle, and I think we are ready to go. Okay, so let's hit the gym. I don't even need this whole gym bag. Do not need the entirety of the contents of that bag, but we do need this right here, which is my favorite yoga mat, by the way. Okay, so this is the yoga studio, but first I'm gonna wrap up this dank ass yoga mat. Dank butt yoga mat. I'm actually trying to stop cussing so much, which has been very difficult for me. I want to show you guys how cool this yoga studio is, first of all, before we get into it. This is nothing crazy. I really want them to put mirrors on this wall right here. That would be ideal, but they haven't done it, so I'm gonna have to ask. But this entire wall, I'm probably not gonna open it, but it opens up. Actually, I'm gonna do it just so I could show you guys. I could just never unlock it. Isn't this so cool? Okay, so this is pretty dope, but obviously we are not going to keep it open. That was just for aesthetic reasons, and we're going to bring her back in because it's cold outside. Oh, guys, I swear I'm strong. Why won't you stay close? There you go. Okay, we got it. So this is it. Nothing crazy, but this is the yoga studio. I think it's just super cute. Let's get to doing some yogs, shall we? I am doing the yoga in the yoga room. Even though my neck hurts, I'm still in good spirits. So that is what is important. And I just turned up the temperature to like 78 because it's freaking cold in here. And somebody had it locked and set to 63. Like, who does yoga in 63-degree weather? Real question. If you do, you're a madman or woman. Okay. Come on. I have Callie hair, gets everywhere. And my hair does too, but my dog, she be a dog. Okay. Let's get it. All right. Oh. Do I have a roller? I don't have a roller. Okay, let me go get a roller really quick. All right, we are officially back, y'all. So first things first, I'm gonna roll for a little bit before we get into some yoga poses, or actually maybe I'll just lay here. Yeah, we're just gonna start with yoga. Yeah. Okay, let me tell you first of all how crazy this book actually is. So let me share with you so far. I have been reading really just the introduction. I literally just finished the introduction, starting to get into the first chapter. But even the introduction is so eloquently put. Jordan Peterson really has a way with words and describing, and he is such a intelligent man that I literally think the verbiage he uses is actually dumbed down in a sense, because he wants it to be understandable by the like normal human brain. It's crazy to say, but he's just a very intelligent being. Now, I, first of all, love and respect Jordan Peterson because he really likes to deep dive into concepts, ideas. He does not hold back. He's very curious about things, and he does it with such a analytical, logical mind and not really emotional, to the point where if he's diving into God and looking into the concepts of what God represents and the spirit and consciousness, he's gonna do it in a very unbiased tone that really causes me to see it from a different perspective and detach my own emotions and increases my ability to believe in it, because he does it in such a way that is not biased. I hope I like broke that down pretty easily. I feel like that was kind of wordy, but anyways, so I'm reading this book, and he's talking about how the human mind works, and how we often, as humans, we're interpretive beings, right? We love to create meaning. We love to establish what is good and bad. We don't love gray areas. And since childhood, we've had this moral compass instilled within us. And it's not something that was programmed into our beliefs. Like, this is something that movies and all of that was created because we consistently, as humans, desire to see the hero and the villain, the good and the bad. And these movies were created through these concepts. And so the way that he describes it, I'm gonna need to take off my socks. The way that he describes it is everyone is directed through their own value system. We see the world based off of our value system and our aim point, right? So, and what I mean by aim point is our target. Whether we see ourselves as the villain or the hero, that is what is going to determine how we interpret the world and what is good and what is bad. And so I myself used to, it's strange because I always love the heroes, we're always rooting for the good guy. But there was a part of me that loved the villain because there was always a part of me that resonated with the part of him or her that was misunderstood. And I can have love and compassion for people who are going through it and do villainous things. And so I find it fascinating because my goal was always to live a more fulfilling life, and in the stories and books and everything that we read, the heroes are the ones who get to live these lives. And again, this isn't because we're being programmed to see the difference. It's because we're all kind of born with this moral compass already instilled within our brains, within our minds, within our souls, within our consciousness. And so I think it's fascinating because most of us, even though we're considered born sinners, because we can't stop ourselves from sinning. Well, we can, but not when we're not in control of our consciousness or aware of it. We still desire to be good, right? There's an innate and unexplainable desire to be good. And so, based off of our values, what we see as valuable is what we're going to determine if somebody's character is good or bad. So the way he explained it is, people are on an upwards ladder, right? Well, we try to be. In the book of Elijah, or Enoch, I can't remember which one he was talking about, he talks about how there is this ladder, this spiritual ladder that is recognized by Elijah, and he sees it connecting from the mountaintop to earth, and this is where angels and humans would ascend and descend, angels and gods, I think. And so the way he explains it is that we too are on this upwards ladder in an attempt to ascend ourselves, in an attempt to have growth, to achieve the next goal, to have an aim, to have all of that. And so as we pursue this goal, depending on what we value in life and how we've, kind of created these stories in our world, that is going to determine the uphill battle of our lives. And when we judge people, when we try to characterize somebody as the villain or the hero, it's not that their character is actually that, it's just that their values are different from ours, that they don't align with our chief aim. And so we villainize people based off of what our belief system is, even though that could be wrong. Does that make sense? And then as we continue up this progression of growth and attempting to reach a level of consciousness that is above, we continue to step into these higher spaces of mountaintops, let's call them mountaintops, and we have a much wider view of the world around us, and we can actually interpret people for what they are versus what we had thought them to be and putting them in a box. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, when it comes to judgment of character and believing that people are good or bad, you can tell the level of someone's consciousness and personal development when they are so quick to put someone or something in a box. That means they're categorizing a whole group as one thing. So if they say things like all women are this, or all men are this, or all liberals are this, or all, just basically judging, that shows their level of consciousness and ability to sympathize with people. Because when you are reaching a higher level of understanding for people, it is because you yourself have transcended your next level of consciousness. So don't be discouraged. Whew. My legs are shaking. My knees. And what am I trying to do here? My freaking shoulders is killing me. All right, let's keep it going here. So we're gonna do some crazy stuff here. I mean, we're not really, but. Oh yeah, that's how I know, and I know why my neck hurts, because my legs are super tight. Yeah, okay, let me get my stretch on here. So basically I'm saying, When we're so quick to judge and put everybody in a box, with lack of compassion and lack of understanding, that just goes to show how much lack of compassion and lack of understanding we actually give ourselves. And so it's not a reflection of their character, even though you might believe it to be, but it's actually a reflection of you. This really shows an area that you yourself have to kind of work on. When you feel upset about something, or you feel convicted, or there is a bit of shame or blaming or anger towards something, unreasonably so, right? You weren't like done an injustice. It's typically because there's something inside of you that is trying its best to be called out in a gentle manner to get you back onto the right path of alignment of your values. For example, if this is a good example. This is an example I'm thinking of. When I was a boss babe, I hate saying the term now because it's just not as widely accepted as it used to be. It's not as glorified as it used to be. But when I was really heavy in my masculine, working crazy hours, killing it, crushing it in finances, but didn't know how to soften for a man, that boss babe, when I was in that space, my values were in alignment with the women who were getting it done, the women who were not stay-at-home moms, the women who were not willing to stop their own career for the sake of a family. My values at that time was empowerment through showing that I could work just as hard as a man. And so when a very feminine woman used to come into my life or enter and present herself in my space, in my circle, it used to trigger me. And the reason it used to trigger me is because that version of me, although she exists, was not in alignment with who I was aiming to be at the time. Now, as I reflect, because my values have changed, when I look at women who are in their feminine, when I look at women who are softened and stay-at-home moms, I have a very strong respect for them. And I desire that because I myself am in a position where I'm ready to start a family, I'm ready to settle down, I want to have children, and I want to be a stay-at-home mom because I, one, hate the school education system. I think it's ridiculous, and I am going to want to teach my kids so that they can live in their full expression of themselves without being put in a box and being forced to learn things that they really don't give a crap about. Anyways, I can go on a tangent about that. I don't want to go too far into that. But what I'm saying is that because my values have changed, my aim has changed, I now can look at other people's character and not judge it so harshly, because now it's in alignment with my aim, my values, what I'm going through currently. So all of this to say is that when you are having a trigger, a moment, a thing that is causing you to get some kind of like a tiff, like an ick, it's probably because you have something within you that is not that is not in alignment with what you currently value. But it doesn't mean that that person is a bad person. It doesn't mean that that something's off about them. It could be something off with you. And so that's like a crazy, not a realization, like I've known this, but it just hit home another level because Jordan Peterson has a very distinct way of explaining these things, and a very profound way of explaining it, way better than I ever could. So I hope I didn't butcher that. But essentially, the human experience, whether we can admit to it or not, or believe in it or not, there is a level of consciousness, our spirituality, that is unexplainably God. God is within us. The moral compass is within us. And as much as people love to say God doesn't exist, it's literally, God is literally within you and your moral compass. And so for people to say that, there are people who absolutely are not godly driven, for sure, which I totally understand. And yeah, that's the good stuff. Okay. Sorry, I'm pretty happy with that. That was like the best transition I've made in that yoga stance. I don't even know what it's called. It's like movement yoga. But usually, can be a little bit harder than that. Let's go. We're strong today, even though my shoulder is kicked out. Oh yeah. Okay. As I was saying, I do believe that God is within us. I do believe that we need our connection with God to help define our moral compass. This is why I think the Bible is so vitally important to establish a moral standing, a moral ground, because when we live a life more like a hero, we achieve more heroic rewards versus the villainous rewards, which is always pain and suffering. And although I believe that God doesn't want us to have pain and suffering, sometimes God allows that tiny whisper to consume us with the shame and the guilt, to inform us that something is out of alignment. So, all that to say is the moral compass is within us. The guilt and the shame that we feel, that is God or our consciousness gently correcting us. And the reason why people get so offended by this thought of God, causing this pain and suffering, or why does he do these things and why does he cause pain and suffering? It's because sometimes we choose not to listen to the moral compass that was instilled within ourselves. It's unrepented sin. It's not accepting at something that is not in alignment with you. It's saying, although I know that what I did was bad, I'm gonna choose not to feel bad about it, or try to manipulate my mind to not feel bad about it. But that inner voice, God, your consciousness, your intuition is telling you that that's not right, that you have to do something about it, or you're going to continue to feel the pain and suffering, and it'll fester in your body like cancer. So this is just my belief. I know I'm going off on a crazy tangent right now, and I know we're going deep today, which makes sense because we're doing yoga. So yeah, guys, it's actually insane what I've been learning. And my neck. And this is just literally through the introduction has caused all of this stimulation in my brain. Just crazy. Let me see if I can do this today. Ayo, we are making it. I need to learn how to balance. Damn it. I fell out of it. I'm being a little weird today. There's so much here to dive into with that. It's actually insane when my mind starts reeling about this stuff, because that's what hurts. That does not feel great. Because my mind can go down through these deep rabbit holes. And hopefully this works. I am not as stable on my right foot. I need to learn how to ground my foot. Okay, let me do this again. That's not how we do it. Okay. We're going to try. All right. I gotta stay focused. Give me a second here. Oh. Side note, can you imagine if your big toe was cut off? You would literally not be able to walk. Your balance would be so thrown off. The big toe is literally the only thing that keeps me balanced. Okay, so anyways. So, the inner voice, this is kind of the basic introduction of what Jordan Peterson is talking about. He's talking about the inner voice and how we all have it. And this is why it's called We Who Wrestle with God, because it's us either accepting or denying our own inner voices. And so we're wrestling with God, in a sense. We're wrestling with our own level of consciousness and moral compass. It's wild. So it's freaking good, okay? If you guys haven't gotten the book, I want to encourage you to get it if this is something that interests you, which I would assume if you've gotten this far into this vlog already, that you probably are interested in it. Oh, yeah, come on. Let's go. All right. It's starting to warm up in here. We like it. My neck is still hurting. I'm just gonna roll. We're gonna roll. That was good little mini yoga session, guys. Oh, yeah, okay. So today is an interesting one. It's just opening my eyes even more and more to judgment and people's character and why we do it, and really understanding it on a deeper level so we can actually manage our own judgment on people and our own selves. And I wonder if I can roll my neck. I'm gonna try. Oh, I said it like that. I'm gonna try it. I don't know, guys. I don't know what I'm doing, but this is... I'm trying to roll my neck, but I don't know. Even that kind of hurts. Just fall asleep like this. Okay. I'm gonna try it. Oh, no. Let's stop fucking around. Okay. We're chilling. Get that thing away from me. Oh. All right, let's I'm just not gonna push that. Let's do oh, that hurt. Oh, that did not feel good. Okay. Oh, fudge. That was not fun. I might have to, that's probably gonna be the end of my yoga session, guys. That was painful. That was not okay. I really thought I could just like get into the nook and cranny. I think what I need is like one of those little roller balls, but this is not. Ooh, I know I made it way worse. I made that way worse. Okay. All right. Well, I think that's a good note to end on. I'm sorry, guys. That was painful. So next episode, or maybe not the next episode, we'll see pretty soon. Okay. I am going to want to go and do a Legree workout. I think that's what it's called. It's basically Pilates, but a more like intense Pilates, because I've tried, oh God, that hurts. I've tried to do like plain Pilates in a class, and I just feel like it's just not enough. which maybe I shouldn't push it anymore, clearly, because I don't know, clearly. So anyways, guys, I'm going to end it here. That was really painful. I'm sorry it had to end like that. But I think taking a break was going to really benefit me. I still got a long day ahead of me. That is not great that my neck is hurting. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Lifting and Life Lessons, except this time we're not lifting. It's just more yoga and life lessons, I guess. I will be here again next Wednesday on the Danna-Gift show on this YouTube channel exclusive, and I will see you next week. Oh my gosh, it's like really weird. Like, I think I'm gonna have to go figure this out. Now it just hurts to like, okay. All right, I gotta go. Bye.